This week, I've been shifting gears from presentation prep and delivery to the development of my new online program based on the success energy equation. I'm bringing the program out in the fall, and I have got to get to work on it. The thing is, I've never built an online program, and as a result, my inner critic keeps piping up to offer her unsolicited advice about the whole process. Are you sure you're doing this right? Who even wants a program about getting energized for success? This is hard. Why don't you work on something else for a while? What if nobody buys your program? Blah, 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 blah. And sometimes I wish my inner critic would just mind her own business. Michelle Cederberg here, pondering my comfort zone, the damn inner critic who protects it, and what it means to reach beyond it. If you've spent any time letting your inner critic talk you out of doing something that you really want for yourself, you understand that just because we want it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. In fact, we often resist doing the things that will bring us success. And here's why. To drive your success to higher levels, you need to move beyond your comfort zone and learn new skills or try new things or set bigger goals, all of which can feel uncomfortable. But that discomfort is exactly what you need if you want to grow your business, your health, or any part of your life. To put it simply, if you want to have success, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. There's a limit, however, to how much stretching is actually helpful. I'll explain that in a moment. First, let's talk about that darn comfort zone. The name suggests that it's a good place to hang out, like a cozy lounge full of comfy chairs, but don't be deceived. Typically, the only thing that's comfortable about our comfort zone is our familiarity with it. We each design our comfort zone based on our beliefs, our experience, our capacity, and your inner critic has a hand in its design as well. Tough things may be going on in your life, but your inner critic will remind you that you're familiar with those tough things. You don't need to change. It's better the devil that you know. Your inner critic likes your comfort zone just as it is. So every time you reach outside of it towards new possibilities, their voice will get louder and try to talk you out of making the changes. If you listen to the voice long enough, the comfort zone will ensure that you're stable and secure, yes, but you'll also begin to feel bored and unchallenged and a bit stuck. Ain't nothing big happening in that place. If you want growth in your life, you have to move outside that comfort zone because that's where all the good stuff happens. The key is to know just how far to reach, and it's not a case of go big or go home. If you reach too far beyond your comfort zone, you'll extend into what's called the panic zone, where you'll be so far from the familiar and so overwhelmed with steep learning curves and too much to do that you'll quickly get stressed, anxious, and tired. You'll be fearful, tense, and disinclined to do the work. You won't need to spend too much time in that space before you'll want to retreat back to the underwhelming safety of your comfort zone. To avoid what I call panic retreat, you want to stretch, but not break. Just beyond the comfort zone is the stretch zone. And here you'll still feel that change is in the air, but because you're closer to home, you're more likely to feel excited and challenged and willing to take the risk to expand your horizons. If you spend time stretching in this way, you're less likely to feel completely overwhelmed. You'll gain new skills and confidence in a non-threatening environment, and you'll position yourself for your next growth-inspired stretch. Case in point, last October, just after I released the Success Energy Equation, I wanted to create an online program related to the book. And I also wanted to create a free mini program to help promote the online program. And I was seeking out podcasts that I could be a guest on, and I was continuing to promote my book via the usual channels. Needless to say, I jumped straight from my comfort zone into the panic zone, and neither of my programs really got off the ground in a significant way. That was a tough learning. When I got the energy to try again, I stretched myself by first creating my free 6-day work-life reset, which launched in May last month. That mini program took me several months to get just right, so I didn't need the overwhelm of trying to do too much at once. You can sign up for that program, by the way, on Instagram via my bio and anywhere else notes below. Now that it's done, I can begin my next stretch to create my online program. And I feel excited about that, not stressed and anxious. How about you? Do you have any goals that got sidelined by panic reaching? Do you have goals that you need to reconnect with and choose to stretch with them instead of going into panic mode? Think about what those things might be, and then feel the exhilaration, not the fear, and do the freaking work. Change is scary enough without us creating the panic. So find ways to stretch, not break. Until next time, I'm Michelle Cederberg reminding you we've got one chance to do this life. I say dare to live it big and dare to embrace a little non-panicky, stretchy discomfort now and again in the name of growth.